Hello makers, today we're going to be 3D printing a filtration mask using a small budget printer. For this mask we will need elastic bands, although I have string pictured, and we'll need some filtration material like a cutoff from a clean N95 respirator. We'll be printing in black and white on a monoprice Select Mini. Be sure to come check us out on Facebook and in person when we resume operation. Today we'll be printing the Montana mask, which can be found at makethemasks.com. The Montana mask is a 3D printed respirator, which can be used and is designed to help stretch out the supply of N95 respirators. You can find the files under the Make the Masks subsection on that website, under 3D printing files. I have them downloaded already right here. So now that we have the files here, first thing we're going to do is we're going to load up Cura, which I have loaded right here, and we're going to drag the STLs into it. Now notice right away that it is too big for my printer as well. However, I think we can get pretty close to full size. I'm going to go ahead and twist it around so that it's laying flat and it's building up. So we're not just building a giant concave here, or a dome. This looks pretty good. I might be able to get it a teensy bit bigger, but really I think that on this axis it's kind of as close as we're going to get. So we're going to go ahead and hit slice after we go up here to look at the profiles. We're actually going to go for a sort of thicker, faster layer height here. With 30% infill. And I'm going to, not a support. We'll go ahead and look at the adhesion, and we're going to do a brim. And we should be good to go. Let's go ahead and hit slice. 2 hours, 31 minutes. My experience is that this estimate is a little bit under what it will actually take on my printer. We can go ahead and save the G code someplace where we can get at it. Here we're going to do the desktop. Where is that? Right there. Now we're going to observe the 80% right there that we reduced it by. We're going to clear off the build plate, and we're going to drag this other filter here in here. We're also going to rotate it so that it's not standing up. And kind of with the thickest parts here at the bottom, notice there's a little bit of a lip there. We're going to switch this to be the same size. We're also going to print this with a brim. But actually, on this one we're going to go for a raft because the brim will have to cut out down here, and we might have less of a trouble with the raft. It's also going to print in fast, and we'll go ahead and hit slice. Save it at the same location. Here we go. So once we have our G code here, we're going to have to send it over to the 3D printer. And the way that I do this at home is with Octoprint, which is a Linux distribution that is designed to help people use 3D printers. For me, you'll see here that it lets me do an easy time lapse, and I can use it webcam here to look at the 3D print as it goes, which is nice if I'm in a different room or something. it'll also tell me things like the temperature and kind of what it's doing. I can watch the G-code as it happens. This is a little bit of a slow page here. You'll notice that I'm already printing the mask. And that it is stored here. It's helpful too because it lets you sort of organize all your G-code and name it whatever you want and then send it and use it remotely. The printer thinks it's going to be about 8 hours, which usually the printer is right. Not really sure why the G-code thinks it's going to be 2.5, but time will tell. Yeah, we'll just let it go. Print is done. Let's print out the filter frame. So just click on this, and it's already loaded up and in the printer. So I'll hit print, and it will preheat everything and give us an estimate of 40 minutes. The parts are printed out. So now we're going to look at the assembly instructions. You can scroll down on the same page where you got the STLs from at Make the Masks to the assembly instructions, which I already have open right here. Really, there's only a few instructions. That is to sand the edge where it touches the face with sandpaper. It says 200 plus, by which I think it means 200 plus grit. And to fasten elastic cords to the back, to the little tabs where they attach it and adjust to desired tension, as well as to use a 2.5-inch square cut from an N95 mask. So let's go do that. So here we have the bill of materials. We have the elastic band. We have the mask right here. We have the filter flange. And for the filter, I'm just going to use this little piece of paper towel. So it's a 2.5 square inch piece. And I have this little stick that we're going to use to help poke the elastic band through the holes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sand all the edges here that actually make contact with the face, just to make sure that they're nice and smooth. Now, anytime you're sanding stuff, you should probably wear a face mask. I'm just going to take some sandpaper here. Kind of get all of the edges. Add a little bit of stringy bits on the inside of this too. So now we're going to go wash it in some warm soapy water and let it dry off so that none of this particulate gets into people's noses and throats. Alright, so now it's been washed, it's been dried. You can go ahead and put the filter in. The filter goes like this, over the outside, and use this with this lip flange kind of thing on the outside. And you push the filter in, click here, snap, and it'll click into place. Then you have yourself a mask with a filter. Now, a lot of times people are cutting up the N95 masks. You can get about 5 of them through one of these. Although when you do that, you want to make sure to wash this guy between uses frequently. Now it's time to finish assembling the mask. I don't have any elastic at home, so we're just going to use some bits of string. On the mask print here, there's these little 4 holes. And that's where we're going to put the string through. So there we go. It is assembled.